But someone else that must be super happy is Anish Giri, ready for the finals. And we are joined by Anish. Huge congratulations, Anish.
Thank you. Thank you. No, I mean, I thought I shouldn't disappoint the crowd and let them see the Wesley So against Magnus Carlsen match. But not so easy, not so easy. I see that Magnus is fighting. And quite peculiarly, I don't know if David mentioned, but the weapon that Magnus chose for this game is my idea that I played against Jan. This new combination of the moves A4 and G3, this very rare combination in this particular order, and I played that against Jan. It was my idea. So in a way, you know, if Magnus will win using my own idea and face me, that will be beautiful.
Oh, that would be beautiful. Now, well, first of all, Anish, what does it mean to you now to be in the final?
No, it's really, really great. I'm really happy to be in the final. I mean, as I already told you, now it's all worth it. I mean, fighting for the third place, well, it's obviously there is quite some money at stake, for example, and of course every match I'm fighting, you know, doing my best, but still fighting for the third place wouldn't have been as inspiring as playing for the final, for the first place. So I'm really, really happy about it, and it's probably also very good in terms of the points of this tour and also and so on. So yeah, that's very nice.
And we're so happy for you. And that last game was super dramatic. David has talked about it. I think you can bring it up on the computer as well, David. Could you guys take us through the drama of Wesley blundering and just...
I had such a controlled position, and then he provoked this push from f4 from the king, which weakens me slightly, because now if I move the queen, he pushes his own f-pawn and the bishop gets maybe to h7 maybe. And my original idea was to reroute my knight. It has to go towards the center, towards e5. But I blocked my own e1 square with the rook. I thought, okay, first I bring the rooks, then I trade them, then I reroute the knight. But now, yeah, my knight is clumsy. And as I didn't see a way to do this anymore, I sort of decided, like, let's go for it with this crazy move g4, but it was so dubious and so uncalled for. I mean, so uncalled for. Yeah.
Fortune favors the brave, though, Anish, and it looks like you blundered.
Remarkably, this blunder, I actually saw it. Like, I saw that, like, it's such a ridiculous move, but I actually considered it for him, and I was actually hoping he will fall for it. But of course, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I don't even really have a threat, and there are so many moves. He can push my rook back, or I don't know. It's very unclear. Yeah, I would have to go to the where. I don't even know where I would go.
Yeah,
I'd go probably back, or I mean, I just weakened myself for no reason. But you know, it's very often in these must-win games. What happens quite often is that one side gives chances, but then the other one doesn't take it, because it's not only me who is under pressure, but it's also him who is under pressure. So that's normal.
Yeah,
things like that.
Yeah, we should point out for those viewers at home who didn't see the end of this game, you mentioned you saw it immediately, queen back, and this is quite uncharacteristic of Wesley, right? Allowing a simple blunder.
Yeah, but you know, these last decisive rounds, I mean, nobody is himself. You know, even the greatest players sometimes, yeah, they just become shadow of themselves, because the thing is, like, it's not even like you are, of course, grown up and you've been there, done that. So it's not consciously there. You are not like thinking every minute, oh my God, I should win or I shouldn't lose. But it's just somehow it is at the back of your mind and it's messing with your brain. It's a peculiar phenomenon. I think it should be studied.
Now, Anish, you are in the final. I talked to you, I think like a month ago, before that last tournament, and you said you're not really counting all those tournament victories. You're all about having a good tournament performance, playing good games. But really, what would it mean to you to win this tournament? The Magnus Carlsen Invitation is also a major.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the thing is, I should probably care about tournament victories because people around me seem to care about.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why. Because I mean, honestly, yes, as I told you, it's how it is. I mean, I'm happy. I'm unhappy with this last game, but happy with many things, and just my process, it just never stops. You know, every day I wake up, I turn on my chess software, I look at new ideas. You know, I prepare, then I play tournament, then I go back again, and like it's like, you know, it's continuous thing, and whatever happens, just the machine will keep on moving. So for me, it doesn't affect anything actually. But I mean, people around me will be probably happier if I win, and then yeah, let's. Obviously, I mean, the whole purpose, of course, is to win. Yeah, that's obviously that's the whole goal of everything. But I mean that, yeah, some things are under your control and some are outside. But I think I will have a good shot. I'm curious, very curious who it will be. I mean, it's one thing to play Jan, who is great, of course, but it's another story if you play Magnus. So we'll see about that.
And Anish, you mentioned that this is your opening variation. This is the Giri variation of the Najdorf. How would you evaluate the current position, the chances or the plans for both sides?
Well, there is potential for white. If you imagine that we trade somehow a bishop for a knight, white's e3 bishop for a d7 knight, after knight to c5, let's say hypothetically, and then if you imagine the two knights being swapped off as well, so let's say knight d5 hypothetically, take, and let's say the c pawn is not hanging, like if you see the difference between the bishops here, it's tremendous. And this is what white is aiming for, this complete control over the d5 square, because that's what Najdorf is about. Like the only issue with the Najdorf is that this d5 square is weak, and black should sort of not trade the wrong pieces and keep the pieces that are guarding that square. And as long as that's done, like I have a whole course about it where I'm explaining it in all kinds of different nuances and different versions. And that's what Najdorf is about. The moment you lose full control over the square this way, you are really busted here. But of course, Jan is not going to do that. So he's not going to trade the knight for a bishop. And white has to kind of wait. Black would love to push the d pawn, d5 to gain control of the light squares, but it's complete fantasy. That's never happening. At the same time, white doesn't want to trade the knights, because if white... or maybe, he's not eager, let's say, because if he trades the knights, then the other knight gets to f6, replaces that other knight, and then that fight for the d5 square continues. At the same time, white might do that. Also, white might start at some point pushing h3, g4, pushing the pawns on the king side, eventually trying to maybe get to that knight with g5 at some point. So I think I would feel that white is slightly better at this point, but it's the game is in progress. But I think from what I've seen so far in this match, I think Magnus will probably come back. Jan's last game was also quite shaky, and the situation is so tense, and we'll see.
All right. Well, I bet you're going to follow it, Anish, to see who you'll face in the final tomorrow. Again, huge congratulations. We're so excited to see you in the final tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks.